By Matharu, I am growing worried for Brother Fallon. The day is come and gone, and he still has not returned. I swear it, he has the heart of Hadwin himself, a remarkable mind for herbs and medicines as well. A goodly sort of village, though it does not have the tranquility of Dyden Hill. Why, the great god of order, who makes the seasons to turn, life to rise from the ground, and death return to it. We have devoted our lives to this service. Yes, we have heard of the sad affliction that has struck Dyden Hill. Thus it is when nature strays from order. A lovely mission far to the south, in the depths of the Shee. It's been many years since I've been there, I'm afraid. It may not have the luminous pomp of St. Odwig's, but then St. Hadwin was a modest apostle of Matharu. Our worship centers on our prayer beads and the practice of cutting and clarifying shards through sage crafting. A much larger mission in Gorehart to the west. They are unmatched in venerable years of service. I like to think what we lack therein, we have in humility, in purity. The heart of the Feyland, some say. Fey magic is certainly at its thickest there. Killed? Oh dear. Well, he is with Matharu now. I hesitate to ask, but did you happen to take his prayer beads? Terrible if they were left to lie there with him. Why, yes, they are. And so he is dead then? Well, he has joined Matharu. You should know we have a tradition. Rather than bury prayer beads, they are passed on to some other believer. Tell me, do you adhere to Matharu's creed? To honor and uphold the forces of order and good. Our religious mission is to see chaos and suffering laid low beneath Matharu's hammer. You have acted well and honorably thus far. It would be wrong of me to distrust you now. Matharu is not a jealous power. You are still a child of order if you do good. Keep the beads and do as I tell you. At each mission, Odwig's, Edric's, and our own, there is a special shrine to Matharu. Go you and pray at each one, and the power of Matharu will grant your beads great and greater strength. We mourn our brother's loss, and yet in our sorrow we acknowledge that death is part of life's pattern. Matharu watch and guide you always.
Come for our sage crafting? I can help with that. Anything else, speak with Gamian or Udo. He has joined Mitharu now, peace upon his soul. We are kindred spirits. We see Mitharu in gems. We seek holiness in refining them. Brother Gamian says it best, but in the art of working gems is all the glory of Mitharu. We have quiet, order, and a sagecrafter's bench. What more could I desire? The news of Fallon's passing will be hard on him, I am afraid.
What brings you to our humble mission? You have heard of our remarkable shards and gems, perhaps? Are you a follower of Mitharu, here to worship? You may yet see the truth and right of Mitharu's way. Until then, you are a welcome visitor. He is a man of few words, but he is gifted at the sagecrafter's table. Our brother's death is a hard lesson. I must meditate to see beyond the sorrow, as does Brother Udo. It is a beautiful lesson in the ways of Mitharu. Each gem carries within it his influence. Untouched, you can see the light of peace working in a perfect symphony. A shard is but one raw image of this perfection, refined by our imperfect hands. Behold our unassuming mission, pure and simple as the very first waters. Brother Ansel and I devote our hours to shards and gems, while the others tend garden and shrine. All of us pray upon our beads.
Welcome.
This one is
Logris, you surprised me. What are you doing down here? I see my Jotun have failed at their orders. But did Padaxes send you? Lysander, perhaps? Tell me. Those fools have no idea what I am capable of, which is obvious if you're all they sent to stop me. You act as though you're surprised to find me here, as if you weren't sent here to stop me, my pursuit. But you're too late. Even now, my deathless servants rise from centuries of slumber. It is clear I cannot let you live, but answer me this, and I'll grant you a swift death. Which one sent you? Was it Padaxes or Lysander? Fine. Whether you're an agent of the Rose Court or the Onyx Tower, you can take your secret to the grave. My spell commands untold legions. Soon, both of their houses will crumble. You, however, will not live to see their ruin.
You're back. Glad to see you made it out of there alive. We felt the earth shake and when you hadn't returned. But no matter. Our town is forever in your debt. Please, take this. It's not much, after all you've done, but we would like you to have it. The healer's work is never easy, but thanks to you, she won't have to stand by and watch the sick suffer. The boggarts will always trouble Dyden Hill. As long as we can keep a supply of Plague Shield, we'll survive this malady. Disgusting little fey vermin. We're all glad to be rid of them. More ruins beneath the caverns, you say? I wonder who was there before the boggarts moved in. Well, we've weathered this storm. Pray Mitharu we weather the next. I hope that's the last I see of those brutes in Dyden Hill. Or anywhere, for that matter. The town gets healthier by the day, now that those little beasts are back in their den. Dead, I'm afraid. Got the blood plague and wouldn't rest. I feel for his brother and sister. St. Hadwin's. It's north of here, through the woods. Until later, then.
My father's got the cough. He's taken to bed.
Can I help you? You're always welcome at the Crofters Guild. We're known all throughout Dallentarth. The best artisans, all under one roof. A village like Dyden Hill needs a man like Kester to watch over it. I know I feel safer now that he's our warden. Oh, I prefer not to speak of that spiteful witch across the lake. Come back anytime.
Sailing in the lowland, low.
The militia's store of potions has been used up. We lost our alchemist nearly a month ago. Now it's up to me to resupply reagents and brew the potions. Somehow. What? You mean Oleander's gone and got himself killed? Ah, poor sod. More genius than sense, I always said. Where we crafters work and mostly live. Olin and Cora handle selling the goods. Dyden Hill's warden and war hero. I doubt any could have dealt better with the troubles we've had. Best thing against boggarts is flame. Old Oleander had a fine potion for that. I can manage a crude semblance thereof, when I've the proper reagents. Our biggest problem is boggarts, and the best thing against them would be fire. So it's fire potions. Tinder twig and scarwood bark. They're out in Glendara Wood, but the wood's been far too dangerous for the likes of me. Makes sense, doesn't it? Wooden little things after all. You do seem the brave and heroic sort. Well, the village has a fund. Tinder twigs often in that cave-like pass south of the lake. And scarwood barks found by the ruins in northern Glendara Wood.
Hello?
Looking for a blacksmith. Forgive me. Blood plague, you know. A good smith is never out of work. Not in a troubled village this far into the Shee. I've got it, but not near as bad as some. Grey Gunner's laid up. So's that dear girl, Kareen. Cora brought us together. Now she and Olin can worry about strangers, and I can keep to my forge. I'd be shocked if she created that blood plague, despite what Cora says. That all?
Riseburg Arms and Armours, blacksmithing on premises. Oh, it's Inga who's handy at the forge. She likes iron more than people. Iron. And me. By making the craft hall, Cora settled a land dispute, a trade argument, and made herself queen of the market. The day I met Inga, she smote me in the heart. With that hammer there, it's true, left a bruise you wouldn't believe. It's where the monks of Matharu live, up north within the wood. They do gem crafting there, you know. Good then.
Kester and Cora. They're the cornerstones that hold this village up. Tinder twig, which is easiest found in Ironhold Passage. And scarwood bark, which is found near the ruins in northern Glen... Ah, fine specimens too. Have this for your trouble.
Can I help you?
There you are.
Have a seat. Esme got the 3 lamps ship-shape while I was ill. Wish she hadn't. He can be warden, fine, as long as I don't have to do it. Well, it's over. Now we can just sit back and wait for the next thing to hit us. If we're lucky, it'll be trolls. I'm sick for a few days, and Esme moves every chair and table. It's too clean. There's too much light. Okay, bye.
Step carefully in the forests. Step carefully in the forests.
So Brother Fallon is dead? And I thought things were bad as they could get. This means Astrid will run out of plague shields sooner or later. I'm able to supply it. The village has not always been kind to me, but never mind that. This will be my olive branch. So, you know that louse, do you? I've known him for quite some time now, before fate weaving was dreary business. Good old Agarth. He warned me what too much truth can do. I wish I'd listened closer. He was a good man and a friend. He was kind after the village shut their doors to me, and taught me much of what I know. Sadly, I have not been welcome across the lake for a long time. When I first arrived here, I gave fortunes to several villagers. The fates were not happy ones. Of course, until I drew their cards, I had no idea. They blamed me and cut off ties. It's not witchcraft like the townsfolk believe. It's simply reading the threads of fate, and some people can't come to terms with it. Unlike most, I started when I was a mere slip of a girl. You see, my mother told fates, and I learned sitting on her knee. So long.
Tell me, stranger, have you seen a young man lost in these ruins? Maybe with two lovebirds who can't take their eyes off each other. I will not settle for the fate of common living. There is treasure in these ruins. I will find it and retire to the life of comfort I deserve. We thought we'd find peaceful ruins flowing with forgotten gold. No, it's just sprites and brambles and blathering fae. When we lost Turin, Marga and Arain wanted to go off on their own. Fine by me, I knew what they were after. They weren't any help anyway. Did you meet that impossible fae, droning on about flowers and seasons? I don't think he heard a word I said to him. Yes, Turin. We were separated while exploring the ruins. I need to find him. They're my friends. We came into these ruins together, but I wonder if any of us will get out again. I'm sure he's fine, but if you do find Turin, please send him this way. I need that damned scroll of his. One moment he was beside us, and the next he was gone. It's just like him, the big oaf. I should have known not to bring him along. It's nothing. A contract of sorts. This venture was supposed to fill our pockets with coin. Now I'd count us wealthy if we all make it out alive. My friends and I were separated while exploring the ruins. I especially need to find a young... He has a scroll that I need, and if you do find him...
Bring the light of truth, to save a village plagued, to find a cure for them, a quest, the Maid of Windermere, her test. She faced the evil maid enraged, she trembled with her wrath. Undo your evil magic now, or I will end this tale, I vow.
They're gone. I can't believe Turin's dead. But I can't dwell on that now. Thank you for returning this scroll to me. You have no idea how important it is. Please, I can't. I need to think clearly. I have things I need to do in this forest. Afterwards, later, I'll sort it all out. Oh, my poor... Everything's ruined. Turin's lost and Jedda's gone off. And Oraine's been turned into an antelope. I wish we'd never listened to Jedda. No treasure's worth this. To be honest, I don't really want to find treasure or be rich. I just want to settle down on a farm somewhere with Oraine and raise lots of children. Why did he have to follow his friends to this cursed forest? He's my... well, you know. My mother said Varani's men's hearts forever wander, but not my Oraine. Oh, no. Turin dead? And here I was fretting over Oraine? This is an awful mess. Why did we ever follow Jedda's ridiculous scheme? Oraine went into those bushes. I heard a yell and saw a flash of light. Then an antelope came out wearing Oraine's silver necklace. My grandmother told me about places like this. How sprites would ensnare young men and turn them into forest creatures. I just know that's what's happened to Oraine. But he ran off before I could catch him. Please help me look for him. Absolutely. My grandmother told me all about it. One story tells of a man who entered the forest seeking a special flower for his beloved, but a sprite cursed him to wander the forest as an antelope until his true love gave him a kiss. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done. The antelope, Oraine, I mean, he ran off north into the ruins. You have to find him. My grandmother told me all about them. There was once a man who entered the forest in search of a special flower for his beloved. But a sprite cursed him, and he was forced to wander the forest as an antelope until his true love gave him a kiss.
Among echoes of golden coasts and silver seas, Lyria drew near. She saw the priestess asleep, reclined on dark earth amidst the cypress trees. Under the gleam of heaven's dusk reflected, the mirror that tantalized the stars, Lyria whispered to Tyrion, "On rocky spur of sable stone shall heaven's mount prove, is a seat of elegance near kin, a shard of night to glisten in the foam, a spire from the seabed to drip from the sky's veil. There will your people be closest to my voice." And so awoke Beala Tyrion, the calm and majestic, to see the cliffs against the coast, and Lyria's throne before her.
Help! Get me out of here! Please! You have to open the cage! The Jotun filled up on that antelope. But I don't like the way the big one was looking at me. The large one kept biting into the antelope and then grinning at me. I'll never want to see another Jotun for as long as I live. Jeddah went on about all the treasure we would find here. All I've seen a Jotun in trouble. A beautiful girl and great fun to be around. At first. Then she starts talking marriage and children. I'm not ready for that. I've been roaming the world since I was a child. Settling down just isn't my fate. Of course not. You believe that too? I just needed an excuse to get away. Marga has gotten a little too attached for my tastes. Just my rotten luck that I stumbled into a bunch of Jotun. Can you get me out of here? Sweet girl, but wants a little more dedication than I'm ready for. I needed to get away. She'd go on about these stories her grandmother used to tell her, about creatures turning people into animals. She believed them, so there was my way out. I didn't reckon on getting captured by Jotun, though. Thanks. I owe you one. Do me a favor. Don't tell Marga you saw me. Thanks again.
I can't believe it. Something's happened, hasn't it? I can tell from your face. Did you find Orain? Well, my parents never did like Orain. I guess I can do better. There was this one boy. Do you really think I'd be better off? You're right. I just want to go home. Thank you. I miss my family. I just want to go home. Why did I follow Orain to this cursed forest? He was always fun to be around, but he never took anything seriously. You're right. I should just head back home.